Hey everybody, I am Howard and this is Otter's Corner. So, is an HSA, a health savings account, the greatest savings plan for retirement ever? Yes and no. Unfortunately, it's not a clear answer, but I'm going to clear that up a little bit for you. You've probably heard a lot about HSAs. Certainly other YouTubers have talked about it a lot. I'm just going to go over some basics, what I think of it, and what I think you should do with it. So an HSA is a government plan that allows you to save for healthcare expenses and most importantly, avoid taxes while doing so. Now, there's three ways it's a tax advantage plan. Number one, when you contribute, you do it with pre-tax dollars. Number two, the money within the plan grows tax-free. And number three, when you take the money out, it's tax-free. From that aspect, it is one of the greatest products ever invented. Now, in order to have an HSA, you need to be enrolled in a high deductible health insurance plan. And by high deductible, we mean a plan that has a deductible amount of at least $1,600 for an individual and $3,200 for a family. Now, typically, and we're talking pre-retirement here, let's be clear. In most cases, once you hit 65, you cannot contribute to an HSA. Medicare does not allow that. It's somewhat understandable, but it is what it is. So you can contribute any time that you are on a high deductible health plan. Of course, when you look at your health plans at work, sometimes you have them available, sometimes you don't. If you don't get a health plan offered at work, then you have to go out and buy your own high deductible plan. So one of the problems is access isn't great. You may not like your high deductible plan. You may find a better plan at work, but consider the tax savings on the money you invest in an HSA as part of a premium reduction, if you will, to the premiums on your high deductible plan at work. So now, we talked about the deductible has to be $1,600 or $3,200 for a single or family. It could be more than that, but those are the minimums to allow you to contribute. Now, the contribution amounts are nice. You can contribute up to $4,150 a year as a single or $8,300 if you insure a family. Now, again, the deductible plan has to be for your family if you want to do that $8,300. Now, most of these plans are offered by employers. So if you have a health plan at work, very often your employer will also offer an HA. They were somewhat rare years past. It's a newer plan. I only had one for about the last 5 or 6 years that I worked, and I took advantage of it. So when you invest, the employer will normally set it up with a company like Aon or Empower or something like that, an insurance company. Someone who will take the money, hold it for you, put it in an investment account. And like a 401k at work, you have the options of investing that money. The investment options may or may not be good, depending upon your employer and what plan he works with, but you can invest it. Also, if you have insurance on your own, or if you have insurance with your company and they don't offer an HSA, you can start your own HSA independently. Many investment firms, Fidelity offers the option to do that. I think Vanguard and Schwab do that. So if your employer gives you the high deductible plan, but they don't give you an HSA, you can just take the money and invest it on your own. One of the other advantages is most employers will pay part of your contribution. For me personally, my employer paid $1,000 of my contribution. So for instance, the family plan is $8,300 now. You would only have to invest $7,300 and your employer gives you $1,000. So that's a nice 13% return right off the bat there that your employer is giving you. Obviously, it doesn't happen every year. So understand now that the goal of the HSA is that you use those funds to pay qualified health care costs. Typically what your insurance company covers, your HSA will also cover. There's a few other things that it covers that may surprise you. You can pay your Medicare premiums, your Part B premiums out of that health plan. You can pay COBRA premiums. You can pay long-term care premiums. and you can also pay insurance premiums while you're unemployed. Normal commercial insurance premiums can't be paid with this. But I want to be clear on something. In my mind, the goal of an HSA before retirement is to never spend it. Do not use that money to pay your healthcare premiums. Do not use it to pay your healthcare expenses if you can avoid it. If you can afford this money to sit there, that's what you want to do. Because it accumulates tax-free, you want to put your most aggressive investments in this fund and let it build as fast and as large as it can because you don't pay taxes. So let's say you have a small cap growth fund, index fund that you invest in. Put that in your HSA. Don't put stodgy, slow bond funds in there. Let it grow. Let it grow fast. Look at your portfolio and put the most aggressive, riskiest investments in that fund. So now when you're working and you're paying your health care, just pay it out of pocket if you can. If you can't, still invest in the HSA, and then the same year you invest that money, you can take it out and pay the health costs that you have. It's kind of a way to launder your money to avoid taxes. So you're putting it in there before taxes, you're taking it out of there without taxes. Taxes never get taken out. In essence, you lower the amount you're paying on your bills by the tax savings. So it's a great plan. Try to save it though. The idea and the way I'm using it is I will probably not use it till I'm 70, 72, somewhere in there. And keep in mind with these amounts, you can build up $50, $100, $150,000 in those plans. It's a really nice chunk of money. Now, if you're alone, if you're single, you sort of want to plan, okay, how much longer do I have to live? What are my healthcare costs going to be? I have 50,000. I think I'll live 10 years. I pay about 5,000 a year. I got to start paying them now. You want to use up that money. Now, it can be left to your spouse. If you should die, you can give it to your spouse, and he or she will continue the same tax benefits that you had. Unfortunately, if you don't leave it to a spouse, if you leave it to somebody else, there are no more tax advantages to it, and it will be taxed. So you have to be cognizant of that. Again, a great tool. The other thing I want to say is look at this again as an investment tool, not as a way to pay health care until later in life. But as far as the order, and this is why I say it may not be the greatest investment of all time. To me, the way you want to invest while you're working is you first want to invest in the 401k at work up to the amount that your employer matches. That's an immediate 100% or 50% return, depending upon how much they match. You'll want to take that first. That's the greatest investment. Your HSA comes after that. So let's say you can put in $5,000 your 401k and your employer will match that 150%, put $5,000 in there, then put your $4,150 into your HSA or $8,300 if you have a family. Once you fill up those two buckets, then look at your personal IRA if you're not over the income limits to invest in an IRA. Because an IRA, if you're not getting matched in a 401k, is better than a 401k because the fees and the costs are typically less. So again, HSA, great tool. Understand the limitations, understand the uses, take advantage of it. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me if you have an HSA. Tell me what kind of plans you have, what you think about it, how you use it. Again, please subscribe, like, share, and most of all, comment. I got the idea for this video from a commenter. Many of my future videos are coming from commenters. Tell me what you want to hear. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.